Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for New Mutants, number 15. It's written and drawn by Zed Wells and Leonard Kirk. Now, this is the beginning of the heroic age for the New Mutants, and takes place directly after the events that happened in Second Coming. So in a way, you can almost look at this as a starter, like a new beginning for the New Mutant characters. Now, I don't know why they're calling this New Mutants, because these look like the same old mutants we've seen time and time again. Maybe they should just call this thing something like, maybe semi-fresh mutants or something like that. Because they're not really... I understand it's the New Mutants from way back when, Chris Claremont and those guys, but these are all old characters. There's nothing new, there's nothing fresh about them. Before I go into the review, I just want to give you a warning that there's going to be spoilers, so if you haven't read your book, then come back later. Now, I mentioned earlier, this was basically a fresh start for these guys. So you can either look at this as a good or bad thing. Because basically, they have to do some rebonding, according to Sam. Now, it starts off with a military operation. There's one guy him and his group has been spending some time in limbo. They've killed some demons. They're kind of a little crazy, and they want to kill Ilania, for some reason to get her soul sword type deal. And the army doesn't think that they should do that. They're basically ordering him to stand down, but he's got other plans. Now, I guess that's where you're saying that this must be the beginning of the heroic age, because the army is telling them to stand down from attacking, which is kind of surprising. Well, anyways, they don't take too kindly to that. They attack their commanding officer, but luckily it's diffused and nobody gets in trouble. Well, I should say, lucky for them, because you know what's going to happen to the New Mutants. Back on Utopia, Sam and Cyclops have a discussion. Sam wants, here's my report, I said that I should be removed from command, I made some mistakes, and Cyclops is just like, basically, get the hell out of here, fix your team, and take a vacation, because I'm not accepting this bullshit. Which is the truth. I understand, you're a leader, you have confidence, but, not every mission's going to run perfectly. All you got to do is just regroup, and everything will be fine. So this is what we're doing here, is we're preparing for their journey. You have Karma, she's got her new leg, you have Warlock spewing out Gook, and you have Ilania, whatever her name is, trying to make nice with Pixie, saying she's going to need her help one more time, and Pixie has nothing to say about that. In fact, she's going on her own separate vacation. Well, we go back to the renegade army men, and you can tell just by looking at them, they're not quite normal here. You got some skulls, demonic skulls here. You have some tattoos going, and somebody that doesn't quite look human any longer over here. So it's going to be an interesting battle. So Sam and the New Mutants, or semi-fresh mutants, they go on a vacation. They go off to the middle of nowhere, Texas to be exact, and they're going to figure out basically what went wrong and drink some beer. Well, while that's going on, you have the mercenary group getting ready, and now you can really tell they're jacked up. Like, you got demonic eyes and crazy teeth, these strange mutations going on. So, I have to admit, for right now, well, keep in mind, I think this is kind of lame, but on some strange level, it's keeping my attention. I don't know why, but I'm just like, okay, I'm kind of amused. So, we go back to the New Mutants. They're flying to wherever they need to go to. Mutants are partying it up, having a grand old time. You have Sam and Diana. They're making out and getting drunk. And Ilana senses that there's something not quite right. Her sword appears. Troops are outside, and they barge in. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that they're going to attack the New Mutants, and that's not the case. They get confused, and then they attack Pixie instead. Now's the time you can really tell they're totally jacked up. And they even have demon pets here. Well, Pixie was pretty easy to capture, so they capture her, they take her sword, and they're basically saying this will do. So, that's just your beginning of part of your story. Now, like I mentioned earlier, it's like, I'm kind of really torn with this thing here. On one hand, I'm like interested, and on the other hand, I'm like, this is not really fantastic writing here. Not a great start to a story. I think the art's okay. There's nothing really special about it. It's passable. But at a title like this, why would you want to put your big guns? Just put something that'll just basically get you through the months type thing. Now, if you're... see, I can't even really say to jump on this yet, but supposedly the Fall of the Mutants are about to happen, and my guess is this is the starting point of it all. I don't know why they don't have Fall of the Mutants somewhere on here. On the cover, that's the case. But if this is supposed to be the new Fall of the Mutants, I think this could potentially be a decent start. I think it's kind of early to do another catastrophic event. Because now should be the time you're rebuilding, you're reintroducing your characters, getting them, you're doing more of your plot, character development now before you do your next big thing. So we'll see how it turns out. So like I said, to me it's just iffy, and whether or not you buy it. It's an average book. It's nothing that's great, nothing that stands out, at least for right now. I'm hoping something better will come along. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it on the side. And like I mentioned before, these really aren't new mutants. These are old mutants. So what would be the term you would use to describe semi-fresh mutants? Subscribe to the channel, and until next time.